So now that you know how to determine whether or not something is or is not a function based off of points, a table, a mapping, or coordinates, now we're going to kind of work on a graph a little more and show you some of the harder questions that they might give you and they might ask you to determine if it's a function or not. It can be super easy. Let's go. Alright, here we go. First example. Whenever you time out, before we ever start anything, let's make sure that we're nice and clean and pure, refreshed, and ready to go regardless of whatever happened yesterday, the day before, all that stuff. Here we go. Ready? Student creed on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Today is a new day. I can read well, I can understand what I read, I can remember it and apply it correctly. I've got eyes to see, ears to hear, and a mind to understand. It might not be easy, but it's worth it. Feels good. I'm brand new again. All right. Now here we go. I had to zoom in a little bit so we can see this graph a little bit better, so that's why it looks so huge right now. Dang, hope my face is decent. Hope I don't look too ugly. But I'm sorry, man. This is how it's got to be. Now, is this or is this not a function? Is it a function? Yes or no? And why? All right, whenever you got a graph like this, all you've got to do is you got to look at for any points on this graph that are above or below the graph. And that's it. If there is a point above or below, just like those dots that we did in the last video, if there's any points above or below the graph, then you can't have that. Then it's not a function. So let's check it out. Any points above or below this graph? Nope. Any points above or below this? No. Any points below? No. No. You can check it anywhere you want to check it. There are no points above or below this graph. So this graph right here is a function. We like him. He passes the vertical line test. You'll hear that a lot. A vertical line test is you are drawing an imaginary line anywhere and as many times as you want to on the graph, and you're checking each line individually to see if each line has more than one touch. But it's the same thing as doing this. Is there any points above here or below here? No. Any points above or below here? No. It's the same thing as that. So this guy right here is a function. Now check this out. What if I do this? What if I do that right there? Oh, this point looks really interesting now, right? Like, all right, I can check here all I want, but nothing up here is really interesting. This point right here is kind of interesting. Let me see. Is there any points above or below this point? Let me go down. Yes! I touched this. I touched it. You cannot touch it twice. There cannot be anything above or below another point, or else it doesn't work. This guy right here is not a function. Now watch this. What if I do this one? What if I draw this up here? Is this a function? Let's check it out. Are there any points above or below any other points on this graph? Let's start here. Anybody above or below him? No. Anybody above? No. Anybody above or below? No. Anybody above? No, there's nobody above or below any points here. All right, what if I did this? And I drew him on the same graph. Any points above or below him out here? No. But the really interesting stuff is happening right here. So let me check out this interesting part. Let me start here. Any points above or below him? Yes, there is a point below him. So because this is here, it doesn't work. All right? That's it. Easy as that. All right, here's some harder examples that you might see. Is this a function? Let's test it. Let's start here, I guess. Any points above? Oh, yep, there is a point above him. Here already doesn't work. That's it. You can check anywhere else you want to. It doesn't even matter. But when there's one bad point, the whole graph doesn't work. Is this a function? Are there any points above or below? Yeah, there is a point above. Doesn't work. How about, yep, doesn't work. This one is not a function. This one does not work either. How about this guy? Is he a function? Let's see, any points above or below? Above or below? I don't see any points above or below him. He looks good. He looks like a function. Now watch this. Here we go. Here you go. Check him out. See this guy right here? Is this a function? I don't know. Let's check. This looks really interesting right here. I want to check him first. Here's a point. Are there any points above him? No. Any points below him? Yes! Not a function. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Now watch this. Watch this carefully. Is this a function? I just changed this little dot right here. It's no longer closed. It's an open dot. It's an open dot. This point looks really interesting. Let me see. Any points above him? No. Any points below him? Yes! But wait! We haven't talked about this yet. Whenever you see an open circle like this, or an open point, or an open dot, whenever you see something like this, it's a ghost. It's a ghost point, which means you go through it. You don't actually touch it. It doesn't really exist there. So, is this point really here? No, it's not. So it doesn't really count that as being above or below anything, because it's a ghost. So far, this graph works. This point works, because if I go above, there's nothing above him. If I go below, there is something, but it's a ghost because it's open and you can't really touch it. So this is still good. This works. Let's keep going. I want to check this point out right here. Dot, dot. These are both solid dots right here. So let me see, is anybody above him? No. Anybody below him? Yes. And is he a ghost? No, he is not a ghost, which means he does touch. So you cannot touch above or below any point on here. So this does not work. It will not work right here because of these two dots right here. What if I changed it? What if I did this to him? What if I made him a ghost as well? What if I went solid, open? Does this work now? Does this count as being underneath? The answer is, if it's a ghost, it's totally good. You can totally use it because he is not counting. There's nobody above, there's nobody below. This ghost right here fixes it. Now he works. Is that all right? Is that cool? Kind of weird? All right, let's do another one with these ghost points. Does this work? Let's see. Nobody above or below him. Nobody above or below him. Ooh, it's going to be interesting right here. Let's check him out. Nobody above. There is somebody below. But is this a solid circle? No, it's not. It's a ghost, which means it doesn't really count. So, no, he's not bothering the situation. He's not affecting it. So, yes, this is good. This is a function. But the moment that I do this to it, and I color it in, now he counts. You cannot be above and below anything on here. Now he won't count. All right? This will not be a function here. This does not work because there's two closed circles on top of each other. Doesn't work right here. Doesn't do that. There you go. Last example. Here it is. Is this a function, yes or no? I don't know. Let's see. Well, we've been doing the points. He's a solid point. He's a ghost point. So this is okay, right? But wait. Be very careful. Be very careful. Because look, this ghost point is actually right there. He's not lined up with this solid point. So all right here, that is touching. That touches twice. So this guy has points below him, and you can't do that. You can't have points above or below any other points on your graph, or else it's not a function. So this guy will not work. Now, I'm just saying, I use this to say, hey, look, just because you see a solid and a ghost, oh, it's going to work. Sometimes the graph will be scooted over to where it won't work. If the ghost point was over here, underneath this solid dot, then it will work. Now we're fine. Because remember, the ghost point doesn't count. Alright guys, now that you know how to do these guys on a graph, it's just this easy. Don't try to make it hard on yourself. Just check. Are there points above or below any other points on the graph? If there are points above or below any other points on the graph, then it's not a function. You can't stack things up like that. And it doesn't work. There's no equation that can describe that. But if it does work, cool, then it is a function. It's nice. And make sure you guys have this. Remember, if it's a ghost, ghost doesn't count. So if I have a solid on top of a ghost, or the other way around, this only counts as one. This doesn't count as cheating. This doesn't ruin it. This is still good. But as soon as I go two solids, oh, this ruins it. This messes it up. All right? All right, thank you so much. Get this information in you. Make sure you got your stuff. Make sure you got it in your brain. You'll be ready in and out of season to give an account for the hope that is in you. People are going to ask you for this. They're going to need help. You got sisters, you got brothers, you got cousins, you got nieces, you got nephews. They might need this one day. You need this. So make sure you get it for yourself first, and then go out and share it with others because they're going to need it too, all right? The world needs more. Heroes, let's go.
Tearing down the roof is my vocation. Anybody want the truth, drop your location. Yeah, and we gon' wiggle out and pull up. Demons ain't safe when we glide. Yeah.